Show me a clean pot here.
Why would you drag it with me? Did I see you there?
You're nobody. In my world, you don't exist. The next time you hear a word from me,
You have yourself
is the day you cross out of that door. Okay. In real life, she cannot even hear me. Oh, wow. This is uneducated Yoruba, this thing. Oh, no feel like my hands get past you. Just hear that one. Very weird human being.
Emissi and Faith had a misunderstanding that turned into a full-blown altercation and even led to Emissi and K-Bobo exchanging words and saying dirty things at each other. But let's start from how it all began. Going by Faith's account, Faith said culture helped him wash pots because almost all the pots in the house, not even almost, every pot in the house was currently dirty. So after the party, they played some games, and after that, he decided to make noodles for himself, but begged culture, and then culture helped him washed a pot, which he kept on top of the gas, and I said, okay, let him go get noodles to cook. Coming back, only for him to see that Imisi had already started using that pot. And then Faith goes ahead to tell Imisi that this pot, I washed this particular pot that I want to make use of it. But Imisi was like, I didn't know. I came here, I saw this pot and decided to use it and cook. And Faith said, no, there is no way you'll come and tell me you just saw this pot, because almost all the pots in that in the kitchen currently is dirty. You definitely know that someone washed this pot to make use of it. And the missus said, how was she supposed to know that someone washed this particular pot? And Faith then said, okay, point, turn around, show me any clean pot in this kitchen. That should tell you that someone washed this particular pot to make use of, okay? But Imisi kept insisting that she just discovered that pot. Well, they both started dragging the pot. Mind you, Imisi had already added water and noodles into the pot. They started dragging the pot and poured both the noodles, water, and everything. Imisi is saying that even though, according to what Faith was claiming to have been the one that washed the pot, that Faith could have allowed her to finish cooking or make use of another pot. But what did Faith do? Faith started dragging the pot and even poured her food away. That's so unfair. And Faith is now telling Imisi that, you know that you're very stupid. I told you I washed this pot. Even culture, who did the person that washed the pots, came to tell you that he washed for them to make use of. Yet you kept arguing, you kept insisting. And Imisi is now asking Faith, so why will you even drag this from me and pour away the food? They both now started exchanging words. And Imisi told Faith, for this thing you just did, start watching your back in the house. Anytime you see me, I'm around, start watching your back. I will deal with you. And culture then told Faith jokingly, Faith, they don't threaten you, they don't want you. You know how culture talks. And Faith goes by who? I. Scared of who? Imisi. This uneducated Yoruba Labosi. I don't know the correct pronunciation, but that was how it sounded. Why should I be scared of her in this house? In real life, this girl won't even get into the space where I am. My housemaid is bigger and better than Imisi. Well, Imisi then goes ahead to tell Faith that you had a bet with K-Bobo that you're going to win this show. Now, let's bet. I'm going to deal with you. And Faith now tells Imisi that the only reason we're still having this conversation is because I'm the one entertaining it. And that, trust me, I'm not going to talk to you again in this house until this show comes to an end. When he said that, I just said, I laugh in sponsor task. You won't talk to who? You can't even do that in Big Brother's house, because before you know it, Airtel might even come now, or Pepsi might come and say, oh, is a duo game, a duo task, and you go and pick somebody you're not in good terms with. Maybe that person will be your partner. Pepsi will tell you to write a poem or something to them. So you don't even say this kind of thing in Biggie's house, because communication must happen. But back to Faith and Imisi. Well, Imisi kept promising Faith to watch his back, that he will so deal with him that he'll wake up at midnight and be crying. And Faith then tells her back that in his world, she does not exist. Well, after that, Imisi then stepped to the garden to stay alone, and Kola went there to meet her, asking her what actually happened. Meanwhile, Dede, not knowing whose food was poured, told Imisi that you could have just waited for Faith to complete cooking before, pouring the food. But Imisi was like, no, that it's her food that she was already cooking, before Faith came and started dragging the pot, and in the process, the food poured. Meanwhile, they thought what Imisi poured on Faith was hot noodles, being that it was already on the top on the burner, but Imisi cleared that out, saying no, that it wasn't hot since she just started to make the food. Mason asked the both of them who will be cleaning the mess they've created, and Imisi said Faith will be doing that. That Faith caused the whole thing, and Faith as well said, "Don't worry, that he'll be cleaning the kitchen," which he picked a broom immediately and started cleaning because everywhere was already messy, and the housemates were matching the noodles, and they were marching around the kitchen with the same one they've stepped on the noodles with. And Mason actually was like, no, that here is beginning to look messy. And Faith cleared that up. Well, Imisi narrated everything to Kola and then told Kola that for injuring her in the process, that Faith is going to cry in this house. That in fact, she will deal with Faith. That Faith will wake up and be looking for tears. Tears will not come. Imisi also told Kola that Faith is very lucky that this happened in Biggie's house where you cannot go physical. That had it been this was outside of Biggie's house, that all he could have done to Faith, especially for injuring her, that he could have just used that pot and smashed Faith's head, and they both started laughing at it. Well, Kola did very well in calming Imisi down, telling her that she will be fine. And the conversation then changed to Imisi hailing Kola, telling Kola, you're looking good, that you've not repeated any clothes at all. That when will you now start repeating clothes? How many clothes did you come with? And they were just telling each other, and Kola telling Imisi how the housemates are not even ready, how we're not even ready for all the clothes and outfits he came in with. Anyways, while this was happening, Isabella, Bright Morgan, and Midday, they now started talking about it again and asking what led to both of them pouring the food. Imisi was just explaining, and only for culture to come in, telling Imisi that Faith said that you're so irritating. You'll be touching your boobs in front of him. That he's a boobs guy. He likes boobs, but seeing yours irritated him. So culture was now telling Isabella and the rest that they just missed the biggest fight of the century when Kebobo stormed into the garden, shouting all the way from the entrance, telling Imisi, "You're wrong. Just accept that you're wrong." And that was exactly how the Imisi versus K-Bobo started, which I'll be showing you in my next video. But I would like to read your comments between Imisi and Faith. Whose side are you on? Or are you just enjoying the whole cruise and fun that comes with it? Who do you think went overboard? Who is wrong? Who is not? Or are you on everybody's side? Now, what do you think about this statement Culture made about Faith saying, "Oh, that Emissi touches her breast in his presence, he got irritated, he likes boobs, but when he saw Emissi's own, it really irritated him." Like, gosh, what was that? And Culture safe, that one just they talk anyhow. Anyways, let me read your comments regarding the Emissi versus Faith versus Culture, because it was Culture that washed the pot. But let me hear what you have to say, and do also watch the video of K-Bobo and Emissi. That one was really hot though.
Injured me, bro. Hey, mind your business, okay? Nobody called you yet. I wish you were outside. That part, I will use it to eat it and beat it.